Hi, ladies. I want to talk to you about something that we all deal with mostly in our lives, which is stress. So have you ever been stressed and you really want a new perspective, or you want some techniques on how to relieve your stress? I know a lot of people have techniques. Recently, I have been under a lot of stress, and I've been using these techniques that are awesome, and I wanted to share some with you in case you're up to big things and dealing with a lot of stress. And I know if you're listening to this, you are. So with running a business, and we're in busy season now, we're styling a lot of our clients, and then I'm starting the online course and this podcast. I noticed that I was in a world of overwhelm and stress. And so I had to pull out of my toolbox techniques that I work. And I just wanted to share them with you in case it can help you manage your stress. So one thing that always works for me, and I heard this many years ago, and I try to practice it as much as I can, especially when I'm in overwhelm or when I'm dealing with a project that I can't find the answers for, is I pretend like I'm on a drone. You know those drones that fly in the sky? So I pretend like I'm on a drone, and I zoom out and I go high in the sky, and then I zoom out even further. So let's say I'm at the city level looking down, and then I zoom out to the state level looking down, and then I zoom out all the way to the moon or the sun. And I look down and my perspective has instantly changed because I'm not in the middle of that overwhelm and that stress. I can see the situation from a different point of view, right? When people talk about from a bird's eye view, this is even higher up. So when I'm out there, things become nothing. Like I'm present to nothing, no stress, no overwhelm. That doesn't exist when I'm that far out. And then I keep coming back in to zoom in to where I am now. And then what I do is I look at things from different angles. So I'll turn to the left of the situation. I'll turn to the right of the situation. I'll look at it from a mile up. I'll look at it from 10 feet up. And everywhere I look at it, it looks different. And it helps me see that the situation is different. So when I'm in the middle of something, everything looks tragic and overwhelming, and I don't know how I'm going to get everything done. And so if I just take a minute or two to zoom out, I see things in a new light, which really, really makes a difference. I also do this when my team and I are working on a project and we might be stuck. So I zoom out to say, are we fulfilling on our goal with this project right now? What is our goal? So you put a new perspective to what you're looking at. So that's one of my favorite tips when I'm stressed out and overwhelmed. Another tip I wanted to share with you is one that my mom shared with me. So my mom, whenever I would talk to her and I would be stressed out or overwhelmed or crazy, because that's how I get when I'm stressed out and overwhelmed, she would take a minute and she would say, Keri, are you going to remember this 5 years from now? And I would think. And most of the time I would say, no. And she said, then let it go. It's not worth holding on to. It's not worth the stress. And there were times that she would say, are you going to remember this 5 years from now? That I would say, yes, I actually will. And then we would talk through what's the solution to the problem I had. But I think that's another way to put life in perspective is this something you're even going to remember 2 years, 5 years from now? Because if you're like me at all, you stress about little things that happen all the time. There's always things that happen. I don't know, the other day my daughter came home sick from school with a fever, and I had to balance having a client here, and she needed to be taken care of. And then my husband was in a meeting. So balancing life is sometimes messy and can stress you out. And if you just pull back a little bit and put some perspective on it, you instantly get more freedom, which is awesome. Let's see. I have another tip for you, which is, you probably have already heard this, but I love also doing box breathing when I'm stressed out and I need a new perspective. So how that typically looks, everyone has a different count, but I like to do 4 to 6 counts. So you breathe in for 4 to 6 counts. You hold it for 4 to 6 counts. You breathe out for 4 to 6 counts. And then you breathe in. So let's just do it really quick. Ready? Okay, we're going to breathe in. Hold. Breathe out. Hold. And what I love about this particular one is that it alters your nervous system. So if you're really anxious and have anxiety, which I've been prone to a lot of anxiety, this technique really helps so that you can calm your nervous system down, which then gives you a new perspective in life. I love that one. Okay, I have another one to share with you. Some of you may have heard of it. Some of you may not have heard of it. It's called EFT tapping, Emotional Freedom Technique. And I love this. And there's also an app that I have on my phone. I believe it's called the Tapping Solution. And you can tap on a million different topics, a million different areas of life that are stressing you out or that you are dealing with. And I love it because by tapping on certain points of your body and saying a few things, which you can find it on YouTube as well, it changes your nervous system and the chemistry and what's happening in your body. And that's another thing that you can take 3 minutes. Sometimes I just tap on the spots without saying anything, and instantly it tells my body, oh, it's time to chill out. So I love that technique as well. And then there's a therapist that I work with who taught me this one, which I love as well. So you could sit up straight, you close your eyes, and you imagine that you have a bow and arrow and you're shooting it high, high, high into the sky. And while you're doing that, you say the word release. And you breathe out. And then you breathe in and you think of a color and you say clear and free. And you breathe in slowly and then you release. Sometimes that one simple 30-second exercise changes my entire day. So I hope these techniques, I hope you try them. I hope they make a difference for you. And I would love to hear your results. And if you have some techniques that you use, I would love to know them. I'm always in the market for new techniques to relieve and release my stress, because what I have found is the bigger game, the bigger goals, the bigger I want to play in life, the more stress I have. And so that doesn't mean I should shrink down and get small and do what's comfortable. It means just find new ways to manage it. It's the universe telling you, okay, you want to play a big game, you have to find new ways to manage it so that you can be more effective. Because in the beginning of starting anything new, there's more stress, there's more anxiety, at least for me, maybe for you. So finding ways to manage it can help you be more productive, help you be more effective at what you're doing, and hopefully improve the quality of your life. So I hope this helps. I can't wait to hear your results. Have an awesome day. Until next time.